Hey friends, Alison Hillman here. I am the Alison in BTP by Alison, Been There Photography, and this is another episode of Lady Boss Branding's 3, 2, 1 Blast, where I'm bringing you the best St. Louis has to offer in the way of small business. Those of you that are at home and you're worried about the quarantine 15 or are just looking for healthier ways to incorporate back into your lifestyle, this is the episode you need to pay attention to. So quit scrolling on Facebook and stop. I have one of the experts in nutrition in St. Louis, my friend Laurie. How are you, my friend?
Awesome, girl. You look great. You look fabulous.
Oh, thanks. So great to have you on here. You have a background in nutrition. After spending 23 years in corporate America, you threw it to the wind and you actually dedicated. You're walking in your purpose where you're really loving on people and taking care of people in the most important way that you could with their health. Tell me a little bit about that journey. I know from talking to you, it started with your kids. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually I was not the epitome of a healthy person. And when you look at somebody, guys, don't judge whether they're healthy or not by how they look, because I might have appeared thin or thinner or like she didn't have a weight problem, but I promise you I was far from healthy. So don't judge a book by its cover. But in 2009, I got introduced by two incredibly amazing chiropractors here in St. Louis to what real health was all about and how to properly eat and how to properly think and how to properly treat your body. And it was so powerful and so moving, and it radically impacted both of my kids and their health at the time. They had unexplained allergies, ear infections, just a lot of things that the traditional medical world couldn't offer us solutions to. And through better nutrition, chiropractic care, and a variety of natural means, we were able to really get the kids healthy, my husband healthier, and it just set me on a course to really want to show the world, one person at a time, how you can create a healthier life. And it's not hard, because I think most of us think like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard. I'm going to have to food prep for hours and cook all these meals, and I just don't have time for that. And it's so much simpler than that. So I just love to show people that. But yeah, it started back in 2009, and the transformation just in my family was huge.
You've been posting, and I don't remember the numbers. I should have written them down. How many meals and how much it would cost right now for the package that you have with your isogenics? What does that look like?
Yeah. So, it's not so much about being on a diet. I absolutely despise dieting, and I think it's ridiculous because you can't sustain that forever. But how do we create
No.
a healthier lifestyle? How can we ensure that we have some balance? We know we're putting great nutrition in, but we can still enjoy a dish of ice cream, once or twice a week with our family, and being able to create that balance. I am very much opposed to that all or nothing approach to health, where I'm only going to eat this and I'm never going to eat that. Will never work. It just won't work unless you have an allergy that will kill you. You probably are not going to be able to sustain that for the rest of your life. So really just showing people how to create balance and create health. And right now, while we're cooped up at home, I think there's a lot of people who are stress eating. We keep going to the fridge and we keep opening the door because we're home. I'm doing it. I laugh at myself every time I open the fridge door. I don't know what I'm looking for, right? So being able to provide people with some really quick, convenient, simple, nutritious meals. And our meal replacement shakes are creamy, delicious. I have so many people who say, I can't stand shakes. I'm never going to drink a shake. I want to eat food. Well, we show you how to eat lots of food. But our shakes are like nothing else. So what I've been telling people is, if you want 56 of our meals, that is plenty. You can share it with the family and just make sure you're getting those vitamins, minerals, nutrients. You can blend them up. The kids can get involved. They taste amazing. They come in 6 different flavors, but those 56 meals are I think it was $168. Which is plenty for a month's supply. So if you're looking at like, I don't want to go to the grocery, I don't want to gain 15 pounds because I can't stop eating. This is delivered directly to your door, right? So you don't have to go anywhere. It's virtually non-perishable, so you don't have to worry about, the veggies and the fruits. You're getting a lot of those minerals in there. So it's just a great addition for people right now, and super, super affordable when you look at the cost per meal. So I've been talking a lot about that. And it will definitely help like avoid that, quarantine 15, which I thought was the funniest thing when I heard it, like people talking about like the freshman 15.
Right. It's so funny. My husband said the other day, he's like, I'm going to be 1,000 pounds when we leave here. And we're both losing weight. So it's crazy. Um, you have done something spectacular. And when I heard you were doing it, I had to be a part of it. But our health professionals that are on the front lines battling this curve, so to speak, they're eating garbage. How have you stepped in to help combat that in St. Louis?
Yeah. So, I'm dealing with Mercy Hospital directly right now. And I spoke with their director of culinary operations, who's a chef. So I'm sure he's preparing some good things for them to eat. But when they're working around the clock 24 hours, a lot of times it's just hitting up vending machines, drinking old coffee in coffee pots. And the thought that I can't think of a population of people who need dense nutrition and immune boosting nutrition more than the people who are fighting this battle. I'm getting the chills right now. So I just decided that I was personally going to send as much nutritional, just yummy protein bars, snacks, or all natural plant-based energy drink, which is 10 times better than mucky black coffee that's been sitting on the burner for hours, to get them some natural energy, vegetables and fruits. And I thought, there's only so much I personally can do, but if I could reach out to the community and ask them if they would want to participate in helping me supply this. And so far, I started yesterday, and the response yesterday, we were able to send off $400 worth of snacks and drinks to Mercy so far. So I'm hoping to continue. Yeah, it's phenomenal. When you hear the gratitude that they have just because they know they're going to have something a little bit more nourishing to be consuming right now. So I'm hoping to keep this going for, the balance of this week at least. So, and I'm hoping to get some pictures from the hospital as well once they start receiving everything. So if anyone is interested, I'm matching everyone's donations myself and processing orders and just trying to get stuff shipped out to them right now. So if anyone's interested in participating, I've been saying even $1 matters. So anyone in St. Louis or wherever that wants to participate, just reach out to me.
I have a lot of favorite things about you, but like my favorite thing about you is your heart and the way, you're walking in your purpose when you're able to serve in the best way that you can at the same time. And you are the perfect example of that. And you inspire me, Chickadee. I love that about you.
Thank you. Thank you. Alison, I don't even know if this is on topic, but I feel compelled to say it. In times when we go through difficult and challenging times like we're all experiencing right now, we can make a decision to think about the things we can do or focus on the things we can't. And I am just a firm believer in the best way mentally, emotionally, physically to get through these times is to say, what can I do? And there are so many things we could be doing right now. It could just be as simple as writing handwritten notes to, seniors in the senior living community that are completely and totally isolated. And there's just so much we can do. And I would say turn off your TV and start thinking about some ways that you can cheer someone else up, support someone, lift someone, do something. It feels so good when you help others.
Absolutely. And what an opportunity we as parents have right now with our kids home to do that. I mean, I can't get Jace to write a note. Still, I keep asking him questions and he doesn't answer. But for those of you at home that don't know, I have a 3-month-old. But I see so many parents. A friend of mine is doing that, of the writing two birds, one stone. The kids work on their handwriting skills. She has smaller children, but they're sending pen pal letters to different nursing homes around the city. And I love that because this is a very big time that we can make a big impact, not only on our world, but on our children. And that in turn, it's going to teach.
I think too, though, when you step outside of yourself, so for people who are just struggling right now, when you step outside yourself, it's amazing what that does for your spirit. It's such a boost, just
Right.
make a point of calling a couple of people and checking in on them. You will feel so much better, so I'm sorry, I've totally deviated off
No,
topic here, but
that's what
I
this is
just
all about. So you're spot on, Chick. So now that we've gotten to know Miss Laura with Vibrant Living as the business lady, the boss lady that I know, we're going to dive into the 3, 2, 1 blast. Folks, this is the part where we get to know the business owner personally so that you know if they match your personality, match your values, things like that, so that you can incorporate them if you know that they're the right match to incorporate into your world. Let me get my timer going on my phone. All right, Miss Laura, what motivates you to work hard?
I know, first and foremost, that there are people that desperately are looking for solutions for their health issues, and they're not going to get in a prescription bottle. And there are people desperate right now to be able to create an income from home, and I look for them to join my team. And when I don't want to get up, I just think about who is God going to put in front of me right now that is needing a solution to their health issues or needing a solution to their financial struggle. And that gets me out of bed every day.
I love it. What's the most daring thing you've ever done?
Well, there's probably two things. One's like a fun thing and one's more like business.
Okay.
So for me to walk away from a corporate career after 23 plus years of building it was beyond daring. My mom, God love her, 6 years later, still has no clue. She still doesn't understand what I did or why I did it. And I would never have been able to be so bold and so daring if I didn't have a cheering squad in my husband. But he supported me every step of the way. That was like, just from a life perspective, that was huge to walk away from a big time career and start my own business.
Successful one. You were very successful.
Yeah, I had a great career, and then I think probably like on the fun side, since I had children, I'm deathly afraid of heights. So I don't know why. I used to love roller coasters and all that stuff, but since I had kids, I can't do any of it. But I went parasailing.
Ooh.
And that for me was really daring, really, really spooky, scary, and it was incredible. And I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I got the nerve.
Would you do it again?
I would do it again.
All right.
Yep.
What is your favorite movie that you can watch over and over again?
It's so funny because we're talking about this a lot right now, now that we're all home. And I have to say, I am a comedy junkie. So give me a comedy or a rom-com any day of the week, and I'm going to be happy. My whole family rolls their eyes at me because they're over my rom-com love. But from a comedy perspective, I have to say The Jerk with Steve Martin is my all-time most.
That's awesome.
I can watch it over and over again. I actually just watched it again last week. I introduced it. I had some friends who watched it too, and I introduced it to them. They had never seen it. The younger generation has not seen that movie, but it's a good one. I think that's probably my number one. Grease is always a favorite. I just watched that again. And oh gosh, The Proposal. That's my other.
Oh, I love that movie.
Rom-com. So I don't have like serious ones. I know people always have like these really serious movies, like I don't know, whatever, but I'm definitely a comedy.
Mine's When Harry Met Sally, which is an old movie, and I watch it every New Year's Day. My husband hates it, but whatever.
Well, I might actually add that to my list of viewing. Thank you for mentioning that. That's a great movie, and I haven't seen it in a while.
You can quote it from start to finish. It's pretty sad. What are you binge watching on Netflix? Or Hulu, whatever?
I don't have anything right now that I've like fallen in love with. I have a couple that I got through. My husband and I love The Ranch. So we plowed through that. Even when they released another season, we plowed through that like immediately. Red Oaks, and I think my husband said that's on Amazon, and I think it was only 1 or 2 seasons. It's hysterical, but some of it might be funny because it's a golf club, country club community in New Jersey in the 80s, which is like, I'm from New Jersey. I grew up in the 80s, so I could just relate to a lot of what's going on, but it was hysterical. I think that's really it. I started Good Girls, and I'm kind of losing interest. It was really good the first like 4
Oh,
episodes
don't
of
give
the
up.
first season. Don't give
Don't
up.
give up.
Okay.
Don't give up.
Okay.
It's
All
my
right.
guilty pleasure. Jason will not
Okay.
watch it, but it's my guilty. Yeah, don't give up. This second season's a little, but don't give up. All right,
Okay.
St. Louis
I'll stick
lightning
with it.
round. What is your favorite St. Louis zoo animal?
I'm a lion girl.
All right. What's your favorite St. Louis attraction?
Bush Stadium. Is that, we can call that, right?
Yeah,
Like the
absolutely. It's
Cardinals.
baseball
Yeah.
heaven.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
So if you have friends that come visit you from out of town and they said, Laura, show me St. Louis, where are you taking them?
Depending on the time of year, I always try to incorporate a sport if we can get tickets to something, for sure. And especially if they like sports. I love Busch Stadium. I think it's just a real treat to be there. You know, coming from baseball on the East Coast, it's beautiful. Um, of course, we got to go to the Arch, which I've been so many times because we've had so many visitors, and we've taken that little rickety thing up the,
Yeah.
up the Arch, and done the little museum on the bottom. Um, I love to hit some good restaurants too, depending on what they like to eat. I think St. Louis really has some great culinary pleasures, hidden
We're
in it that
spoiled in
people,
that for sure.
yeah,
What's
I
your
think,
favorite?
1111 Mississippi is probably one of my faves. There's a little spot downtown. I think it's called The Bridge, and they do like charcuterie
Yes.
trays, and that place is that's a little hidden gem for sure. Love it. Um, and I live out in West County, and like nobody ever leaves here, so they try to find great restaurants here. I love Mia Sorella. That's out here.
Okay.
Same. They own. They started in the Hill,
Okay.
so, and they just expanded out here. Excellent Italian food. So I love going out to eat. It's one of the things I miss a lot right now. My husband and I love it. We love finding
Yeah.
great food. And like I said, there's just these little hidden gems all around St. Louis. So what do you love? What's your favorite place? I know that we're supposed to be on rapid
Oh,
fire, but
for
do
me,
you
I
have
haven't had
one?
anyone ask me a question.
Sorry.
Sugar
You
fire?
can,
No, you're perfect. Sugar fire is always my birthday meal. If someone, when whomever comes into town, because my family's elsewhere.
yeah.
Um, like Chris Lay said, Pappy's was his favorite barbecue, and I was like, oh, you're one of those, because barbecue is one of those arguments here. Definitely Sugar Fire, Tower Taco on Cherokee Street's my favorite Mexican there, and the owners are fantastic. I don't know.
Okay.
Give me a good locally
Follow
owned
back up
place
with
with
me.
a good glass of wine or a margarita, and I'm pretty good. My mom's gonna love that, but whatever. Laura, thank you so much for being with me today. I love your spirit. I love your willingness to help other people, and just you're one of those people. You're definitely walking in your purpose, and I think that's why you're so successful with what you do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. You too, girl. You were doing exactly the same, and you can
Thank
feel it. So thank you so much for having me and chatting with me today. It's been
Oh,
fun.
absolutely. Folks, this has been another episode of Lady Boss Branding's 321 Blast, where we're keeping business personal. Remember, every time a small business owner makes a sale, they do a little happy dance. So make sure you're shopping local and put a little groove back into our world. Have a great day.